Once again, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise, what's up? My name is Devious, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Just making sure everything's kosher here, because if at any point it isn't, I'm going to be very sad. Anywho, there was someone up there. Yeah, there they are, right there. They're watching me. I've been standing here for a minute. I got myself some burritos, some homemade fajita chicken, which was quite good. And, yeah, I'm refueled, I'm good to go. Let us continue the story. Before we do, you guys know the general drill. Like, comment, sub, etc. Discord link down below, blah, blah, blah. Get me started. Vanad is in a cheerful mood. I wonder why. I'm gonna be suspicious of Vanad the entire time. Fair warning. Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I return this stolen property. If you would go ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to this task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. Alrighty. So, Vanat has sniffed us out. She is aware of the fact that we have come from the future. And now I'm curious. Now I'm genuinely curious. Did Emmett remember this? I would be surprised if they didn't. But then there's also Hythlodaeus. Did Hythlodaeus remember all this as well? And oh dear Lord. Baby Jesus, there are so many people here. Everybody's reading. Alright then. There's a junkmonger and a mender. But okay, didn't quite expect the royal procession, but fair enough, my friends. Who the hell is this person? Because I've been seeing them constantly. Maybe they're just going through the story. Anyway. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea. Voice acting?
Ah,
yes.
a wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Hythlodaeus, always the one to be comfortable so everybody else can follow suit.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
I really don't want to. I really don't. Now, which one of these do I start with? Because I feel like all of them are going to come out, but saying that one I feel would be a bit too pointed. Calamity called the final days has befallen the world. This is what we care about at the moment. Everything else is just extra. This is our main priority.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
Probably a good idea. How do you tell someone like Hades that in the future you are enemies and that he was slain by you? How do you even approach that? How do we tell Vanna that she becomes a primal?
preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
By all means. But if it wasn't, why would I be here?
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance.
Yeah, that's what we kind of came to the conclusion of.
But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star.
Not exactly.
By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Nah, I came back for info.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically.
Good point. Emmett, you're being uncharacteristically silent.
The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
It's kind of sinking in that these people are more than most of those that I've come across.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed.
Yep, you were definitely in a zen.
And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale?
You're taking this a bit more personally than I thought.
Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity.
Then it'll crumble because of your inaction.
I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman.
I'll give you half right. You're already there for the megalomania. You're not quite a madman, though.
To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this Zodiac in the highest esteem.
Yes, you did. You do. You always did.
Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory.
Mm-hmm.
Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable?
My first guess is that you remembered this moment. You knew I had to win.
Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me.
That is objectively incorrect.
I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett Selk, wait!
Yeah, I probably should have expected that.
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Bet you would. Yeah, I'm fairly certain Dynamis is indeed the key to all of this.
Ah yes, the energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes, I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action.
Hell yeah.
The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest.
I don't trust what you've become. But I'm basically looking into a mirror seeing you now.
Have faith. If Emmett Selk is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Not in the slightest. I am 100% waiting for my old self to show up, by the way. I have no doubt at all that that is coming. Alright, very quickly. Cool. I forgot to label the last episode by number, so Walker 28, fucking 28 episodes in already, and we're not even done with this one. This is 29. Holy shit, 29 episodes. Holy crap. Alright, Venat, play it out. Shall we begin our investigation then? Yes. I'm acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Meteon, and I have a good idea where we might begin. Alrighty then. Hello, lads. Goodbye, lads. Ah, damn it. I always do that. Why do I always do that? She's the one who made the arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I can recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if need be, but I'll leave the choice of topic up to you. Conversation minigame? Gotta hope not. Questions for me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Oh. Questions. Hello. Greetings, Ismian. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge her. Clearly, Mistress Venat. Anything to be of service? What do you wish to know? What are Hermes' interests? His interests? Well, he is an authority on flying life forms and has expansive knowledge of living creatures in general. Is that what you wish to know? How would you describe him as a person, as a colleague? Okay, so I picked the wrong one there. He's a quiet man, reserved, you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as Chief Overseer. I hope that answers your question. Will there be anything else? I know this one might be wrong, but I am curious. Because they've been deliberately not specific about Medion's age. Can really say, as the chief's personal creation, Medion has not been subjected to observation and study like all other concepts. So that was useless! Someday she was simply there, and what do you make of her abilities? I understand that she is a highly unusual familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. I'm just picking all the wrong ones. Apologies, I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you trust him? I'm just picking all the wrong one. I beg your pardon? I've known Chief Hermes for many years, though I cannot say we are close. He has never withheld information to the detriment of our duties. Is that what I mean? Yeah, I'm just picking all of the wrong ones here. Forgive us, we seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps someone else who could tell us more about Medion? That would be Timaeus. He has similar expertise with flying concepts and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations on the banks of the stream somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless you take particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. You should keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Nothing of it. If there's aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Okay, someone call it out in the comments. Did I answer every single one of those wrong? Because it really does feel like I did. Come Luna, I think we've taken up enough of Ismian's time. Alright, away we go. Investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers. If you could track down the colleague Ismian mentioned. Although I felt compelled to take the reins of that previous conversation, your fearless style of interrogation will eventually lead you to the answers you seek. Okay, so yeah, I was just wrong the whole time. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with this Timaeus. Oh, boy. Look, man, I'm bad at conversation, okay? Oh, okay. I'm bad at picking the right thing to say with no context or inflection whatsoever. Hello, friendo. Yes, yes, I am to my ass, but please keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. Yep. Yep. So, what do you wish to speak about? What do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Chief Hermes' work, a worthy subject indeed. As being which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creation apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Medion too is a marvel then? My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Medion as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. The Chief Hermes would choose to submit Medion's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny. Analyzing colleagues' creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelekis? Dynamis and Entelekis? Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such thing. Has there been a resurgence of interest? No. And why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. I really must be return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. I feel like I played that one a little bit better. Like, not much, mind you, but, you know, a little bit better. And of course, it's when I'm with Vana that I'm asking all the wrong questions. I seriously got every single one of those wrong, didn't I? Fucking hell. Alright, Vana, what's up? Sorry, I saw the white hair and thought, what the fuck is Emmett doing back? Back already? That was quick work. You were obviously clever enough to head off any of that rambling Ismene mentioned. Yeah. So, have you any new findings to share? Yeah! You didn't know much. I see, even an expert in the field had little understanding of Medion's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Medion as a personal project and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions. Continue. How far in are we? 24 minutes. Continue! Present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis and the Entelekis, which can control it. Oh. And most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in depth, except for Hermes, it seems. Thus, I'm inclined to stay our current course and learn all we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else of note you can tell me about Medion, aside from her unorthodox method of communication? How much do I want to tell her? Because I feel like a lot of this was said in confidence. I still don't 100% trust Vana or Heidelin, so I really want to go with this one, but we're We need to focus here, and damn it, we need all the information, so yeah. Your sisters were created to journey the stars in search for intelligent life. Rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? Okay, would have said it anyway. So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to... yeah, Peripetia crystalline. Sure. Not far from here, just follow the path to the west. Right-heo! Away we go. Yeehaw. These names are going to be the death of me. Well, this wasn't too far. How much more of this do we have, though? This tower and the one further along are both part of the Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason we're here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lesson short and see that those two archivists, see what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. Huh. So Heidelin, or not Heidelin, Vana at least is a bit of a thing for architecture, apparently. Oh! Any questions for me? Certainly! Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Oop, get that out of the way. Voice acting, please! Oh, never mind. Damn it. Indeed. So if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should have sufficient data for our official records. Oh, what was it you wished to speak with me about? Questions about things? Don't worry about it. Chief Overseer's personal research project, and by that I assume you mean Medion. Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Medion appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galene had shared with me. Galene is my partner and a fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Medion heavensward, a host of them. For several days, she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Yeah, I agree. Mistress Vana, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. I did not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with a retelling of this sight which so delighted your Galene? Of course. Or you could hear it from her lips directly if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject in Metabesos Thalassa. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreating in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Venat. Even though such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. It is a rest well-deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly have we prospered from the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as a Zem. And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis for many techniques still in use today. And as a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature as much as enduring passion as you. With as much enduring passion as you. I dare say there's not a soul alive more worthy of a return. Shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I will be honored. You're like Hermes. Very much so, apparently. Shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? Yeah. Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the Skyway and prepare you to, and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That'd be most helpful, thank you. That's a bit rude, wasn't it? Basically telling the person, man, I'll be so happy when you fucking die. Open the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway and you will find yourself at the entrance of Murderessa Stelesi. Lynn will be able to share her tale with you, I am sure. Cool. So Venat very much did not want to return. Huh. Also, the fact that those towers can just be teleported between, that's awesome. I love it. You know what? Gonna drive a motorcycle right up here. Not a singular fuck. Alright, what's up? Mistress Venat just passing through. And then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there's always an observer or two out on the upper Skyway. Thanks much. Not sure why that particular transition was necessary. Unless something's gonna happen up there later. Well, hello there, lads. Sorry, I just didn't realize that was a bun boy. I thought it was like... I thought homie was dressed up as a Stola for some reason. I don't know why. Mistress Venat, I was not told to expect we would have prepared an official welcome. Not the Azim way. Please, there's no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen, of course. I will inform her immediately. But she may be engaged in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know if should I let her know your business is urgent? It won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
Has its ups and downs, but generally, yes. Some parts, yes. Others, not so much.
Dark, hidden places, rife with danger. Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal.
Yep.
While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures?
God, you're such an Zim.
Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
Yep. God, how many stories could I tell? From one Zim to another. And of course, Luna's having fun with it.
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it.
Well, in a way, you were.
Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue.
It's kind of our thing.
To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart.
Tenacity is our greatest tenet. I'm just saying.
Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true. And a presence without, immense yet intimate, fate perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people, beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before.
Are we talking of people separate from you guys? Seems to be the implication.
They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it.
Probably.
A moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Yeah. Yeah, it has.
Pray forgive my lateness.
Really had to happen that way, didn't it?
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, yes, I did.
You're very excitable.
'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone, like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though.
That's ominous.
He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Oh, fuck! This is where it starts.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
Everyone here is so courteous. And everyone here is such a unabashed nerd. I love it. I've said it before, and I will say it a billion more times. I love it when nerds get passionate about stuff. Because when you can see that genuine wonder in someone, and they just let it out to play, it's so good. So another piece of the puzzle falls into place. What we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Glad we're on the same page. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. Has that been his goal from the start? Huh. Wouldn't that be some shit? That has a new course of investigation in mind. How deep are we? 46 minutes. God damn it. Time flies! I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth the media. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research of his. Galeen said she spotted them in the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. If we stand at the same vantage point, it should not prove too difficult to locate the isle in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Away we go. Yeah, I don't know about this one. There's a lot of threads that are kind of floating around. I'm not sure which of them we're gonna be following to the end, if that makes any kind of rational sense. I am, in fact, a bit on the confused side. Random thought, by the way, there's a new deep dungeon very close to release. I believe it's coming in the next big patch. And, now that I'm here and having this thought, is it gonna be in Elpis? Is that gonna be our starting point for this deep dungeon? Wouldn't that be awesome? Is it that one way out there? Or is it that one? God damn it. Okay, so my dad just got home, which means I can't afford to be very loud. But we've got about 10-ish minutes to tear through, so we'll keep going. Now, if I were conducting some mystery research, where would I go? Probably out there. Or like way over there. Oh, what about that one? Have you the means to fly? It is quite a distance away. Not yet. Inconvenient, but hardly an insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. Huh. Friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Luna over to that island? No wonder he liked me so much. Stubborn creature, there is no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argus has rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. What, you ridden him before? Your before meaning my after. Not at all confusing that. Interesting, 'tis certainly not unthinkable. But speaking of the here and now, the quick solution for us is to face off in a sparring match. Wait, what? Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argus that you are worthy of his back. Besides, I might even teach you a thing or two in the into the bargain. Okay. Seemed doubtful, but useful lesson or not, it will certainly be a moment to remember. A memory of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time? Choose your battlefield. I admire your confidence. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I'll await you in the clearing over yonder. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and otherwise, that's where I'm going to cut it for today. It seemed a pretty good stopping point. The episode might be a little bit shorter, but that's okay. Yeah. yeah, this is a lot, and I'm having so much fun. Damn it, I love this game. Anyway, that is going to be all for my recording of the day, actually, which makes me very sad. I want to keep playing, but it's for the YouTubes. But hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop me a like and a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, click that subscribe button, roundhouse bell next to it, so YouTube Senpai remembers to tell the almighty algorithm Chan that I exist whenever I upload. If you would like to join me personally, there's a Discord link down below. Hop in, ask for the Chaos Crew tag, and you'll be pinged when I'm up to shenanigans. That being said, y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all next